What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. It is a very red week here in crypto as Bitcoin is in the mid 80,000s almost now. And yeah, people are freaking out, rightfully so, I guess. It is a sort of scary thing, but Rob and I are here to talk you through it, to help you navigate it, and just to discuss some market dynamics in general, and to help you keep your eyes on the prize, to zoom out, to see the bigger picture, and to understand how to play this to the best of your abilities with new skills that you can learn on this channel for free, because we want you to be able to access it. Now, we will not be doing these long-term, long-format lives very much longer, so take advantage of this. We will be doing that then in the private group after the short live. So, guys, we're going to be teaching you how to exit like a pro, how to enter like a pro, how to scalp, all of the things you need to know to navigate whatever this market may bring us, whether that's another raging all-time high or, a massive bounce that turns into a lower high, or, just a 4 to 5 month bear market. We are going to prepare you for whatever is coming. Okay. I know there's a lot of fear out there. I mean, sentiment as it is literally at an all-time low. I can't remember when it was this low last. And I posted something in the Discord today in the Hive. If you're not a member, join right down in the link below, the Hive Discord, where we are giving you setups for free. Rob and his team are absolutely crushing it. All the talented analysts, and we've been nailing coins like Stark. I mean, traders are making a lot of money. Some of them made almost a salary for 3 to 4 months in just a few days of scalping, or in just under a month. So guys, there's real opportunity to be had here. Okay. So that being said, thank you all for tuning in to the real ones. And I'm going to just take you through a little bit of the shenanigans that are happening right now in this market. Okay. We got Jim Cramer saying it feels like a cabal is trying to keep Bitcoin above 90,000. Well, that aged well, because we're actually below it now. Trump is hinting at the next Federal Reserve chair that he's going to appoint before Christmas. Maybe he wants a Santa Claus rally. Is that what we're looking at? Google stock reaches new all-time high of $302. Kraken files for US IPO. Lots of bullish stuff happening as usual, but the markets are not reflective of what's going on in the macro sphere. Now, is that because we are lagging global liquidity? Is that because the Fed has not yet started to ease? I do have a video for you from Kathy Wood explaining a little bit about the market dynamic right now. And to top off, the cherry on top of the all-time low sentiment is that Peter Schiff himself, the gold bug, says Bitcoin has no future. That's right, guys. It's all over. Pack up your bags, go home. Just kidding. That is absolutely not happening. And Bitcoin has a very bright future indeed. Another 115 million liquidated from the crypto markets in the past 60 minutes. Trump says the rates are too high. So this has really been a battle of the Fed, right? Of the Fed not lowering, of Trump wanting to do something different, of the tariffs. There's just so many things going on. And meanwhile, we've got big whales selling. So I did tell you, so the UAE, by the way, state fund triples its stake in BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. And this is what I'm saying. There is no way, no doubt in my mind that whatever is happening right now, whales, big money whales are accumulating at these levels. They need to do that quietly and silently, okay? And that's what's happening now. It's the repositioning. We're like shaking out the OG holders from the IPO Bitcoin days, and we're getting all the new big institutional holders ready for blast off. How long that could take, I don't know, but I'm here for it. I'm going to be patient because I know that it's coming. So Elon Musk and President Trump seem to be friends again, which is great. Musk says he would like to thank President Trump for all he's done for America and the world. Buddy again, all is right in the world. It's great. So I do want to read you one thing. Yesterday, I was telling you guys that a friend of mine who works for a massive fund, hedge fund, emailed me and said, you know, he read an article and then heard from some of his colleagues that the plan was to push Bitcoin down to the lower $80,000 levels. And he sent this in the beginning of November. So it turns out maybe he was right. I don't know. Or maybe it just happened that way. But I just want to read you a few things from this article and the reasoning behind it, according to Bloomberg. So unlike in last month's sell-off, it's not leverage breaking the market. The original cryptocurrency fell as much as 7.4. So it's talking about Bitcoin. It's down more than 20%, now much more. If October's crash is about forced selling, the current drawdown may reflect something more sobering, conviction eroding. Long-term Bitcoin holders have offloaded around 400,000 Bitcoin over the past month. See, I don't agree with that because I don't think it's conviction eroding. I just believe that it's people who are billions and billions of dollars in profit redistributing. They've been holding Bitcoin since I don't know how long, right? Like imagine if you were holding Bitcoin since the early days and we hit 126,000, I think you'd be taking some profits. So I don't see it that way, but then it goes on to say then it talks about the unwinding. Roughly 2 billion in crypto positions were liquidated. The 19 billion forced unwindings that punctuated last month's crash. Open interest in Bitcoin futures remains subdued. So we were also recovering from that, right? So there's a lot of things happening at once. So it says basically the gist of this article is, which I think this is actually a bullish point. Okay, just to get to the point here. The gist of it is Marcus Thielen predicts this selling pressure from large holders could continue for another 6 months, targeting $85,000 maximum downside. Now, it's funny that they can come up with a maximum downside, but the funny thing about that is that was sent to me in the beginning of November, and we're already, let me see where we are now, just to confirm with you. We're already at 89,000. Okay, so 85,000 is just around the corner. We could even hit that this week. So 6 months to get there, didn't take 6 months. I did say that if we are going to have a mini bear market while the whales accumulate, maybe 4 to 5 months. Trump is hinting at a new appointed Fed chair by Christmas. Maybe he wants a Santa Claus rally. Looks to me like maybe, what we discussed on the stream yesterday could be panning out or may pan out, where the altcoins get to see some relief as Bitcoin goes sideways as soon as it's find its footing. Okay. As soon as it finds its footing, I think that's what we could be seeing. And potentially, just this mini bear market for 4 to 6 months, and then we're off to the races again. I mean, those are all the different scenarios, but long term, still very bullish. And I don't think that like BlackRock came out with a Bitcoin ETF because BlackRock is preparing for Bitcoin to, go back down to 20,000 and never go up again. Right. Just my 2 cents, guys. That's it for the news. Shout out to everybody who's in the stream today. I'm going to bring Rob up as I'm shouting you out. What's up, Rob?
Oh, nothing too much. Just looking at the Bitcoin chart, getting some ideas on it.
Yeah, it looks beautiful, doesn't it?
It looks like a retest or something.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I know there's always something to find in the charts, and Rob is good at seeing. He reads it like a narrative, like a playbook. It's just like it tells a story. So he's very talented at doing that. Brian, I think you have a funny point here. How's the weather in Spain? It's phenomenal. It's like almost summer weather, I would say. The nights are chilly, but it's like summer weather. You can go out to the beach and stuff. The green nails, guys, I think my nails just might be the Peter Schiff or the Jim Cramer, the inverse signal of what's going to happen. I got my bullish green nails at the beginning of the month. And guess what? I'm about to get red at the end of next week for the Christmas holidays. So just saying, maybe we'll get a Jim Cramer effect out of the nails. I think that's kind of cool.
That's good. The inverse effect. I love it.
The inverse. Turns out my nail lady was the Jim Cramer of crypto, right? No, but it's fun. It's fun. How did that work out last time? Yeah, that's what it is. So if you see me with red nails on the next stream, you know what's up. So Almanim, good to have you on the stream. You're usually joining from X. Good to see you here on YouTube. Hope you're well. Let's see what's happening in the market. Damn it, hopium over. That's just exactly my point. Things are so negative. It just feels like, I mean, it's not even a feeling. It's like these are usually max buying opportunities, whether they're long-term swing trades or whatever it may be. When we're this down in the dumps and this oversold and this bad, I mean, typically it's a good buy signal. So I've been buying around these areas. I'm a long-term accumulator and holder, but I've also been trading and we've been crushing it. We're going to tell you about that in just a minute. So yeah, we're going to let you know what's happening in the market, Almanim. So don't you worry about that. And mini alt season could be just right around the corner. So I think it's either going to be mini altcoin season or everything stalls out for a while and then we get a next leg up. That's sort of like what my sentiment is right now, just on a macro level. But that's why we have Rob here, because we're going to go through the charts. Guys, before we do that, we were having a talk backstream. And we were just talking cars, all right? Like, I feel like we need to talk about something other than the shittiness that's happening in crypto right now, because we're going to get into it and it's actually not that bad, okay? But we've just been having some fun and backstage, and we've been talking about the kind of cars that we like and what we would buy with a little bit of extra crypto profits. Now, we were of the opinion that we wouldn't go for Lambos. We would go for American muscle, all right? So let us know if you're a car buff in the chat. What kind of car is your dream car? What gets you going? Rob, what was yours?
Mine will probably be somewhere like around a Corvette Stingray, 1967 or older. I like older trucks as well too. Just anything with that kind of style in that old age. There's a lot. Like if I got really rich, I'd probably have a garage full of old cars that I could tinker with and go out and cruise around in. But they got the right noise on it, just the right engine on it, just all that stuff, just primed just right.
Yeah, no, that sounds amazing. I was telling Rob I have an old Cobra, Mustang Cobra, and it's amazing. It's a convertible. I cruised that down the one highway down Malibu coast, which is now all burned down. So I'm really sad. But yeah, I just love to cruise, guys. And I love the way it feels and the way it drives. And oh man, that's freedom. That's freedom. And I think it's fun to talk about these kind of things when we're planning and plotting and wondering how we're going to get there. Right. So that's something I really enjoy. Although it's been sitting in my garage for the last 3 years because I can't pass smog in California. So I might have to
get that out of California. Take it over to where I at so we can get some stickers on it and drive it around. It needs to be drove.
Yes. I might have to take it cross country, pick up Rob, and then head back to Vegas. I don't know, guys. That'd be pretty fun. Brian says he doesn't drive, but if you did drive, Brian, what would you drive?
All right, if you were rich enough to pay somebody to drive you around, what do you want somebody to drive you around in?
That's true. He's a boss.
What do you want your partner to drive you around in?
A Rolls, what is the Ghost? Yeah. Brian's a boss. He gets driven around. I think that's what's happening here.
There we go.
Real Ice Bear 2025 Mustang GTD. Let's go. I love Mustangs. I'm a Mustang girl. 1968 Camaro is also fire. 50 years of biking. Hey, Brian, you know what? Since I moved to Europe, I had been biking here for the last, literally I got a car when I moved to this coastal city where I live now, but 8 years I lived without a car because you just bike everywhere, walk everywhere in Europe. It's crazy. And it's really healthy for you. So yeah, no need for a car if you live in a city like that. But yeah, they even did a song about me being the bike girl that rode around. Anyway, I think
60 seconds.
Gone in 60 Seconds. Yes.
Eleanor. I remember the name that they named the car. It was Shelby Eleanor. What car is that? Why is that? Now that car's that would be pretty sweet as well too. Sorry,
I remember that car.
Can you think of it? They named it Eleanor, the one that they can never steal, and it was. I think it was a Mustang, if I recall correct. I think it was Shelby, maybe. What year was it? I can't remember. That thing was beauty though.
If any of you guys can remember in the comments, let us know. We're just being a little nostalgic here, and I just Gone in 60 Seconds. I remember that. The American Muscle days were the best. I remember when what Fast and the Furious came out, and then all the cars from Asia were popular, and we actually did those races in the backfields and
the classic Charger with the blower engine on that movie. That one there was a beast. Freaking still.
That's where it's at, man. That's where it's at. 69 Shelby got 500 gone in 60 seconds. So it was a Shelby. What's up, Cam? Way to chime in right on time.
Thank you. Couldn't remember off the top of my head.
Cam knows the answers. Motorbikes. Oh, motorbikes. I got it. Okay. Motorbikes. I see. So is it like a moped like in Europe, or is it like a full-on, motorcycle? Once I rode on. Yeah. You're a motorbike guy, aren't you, Rob?
Yep. I rip my fingers off one, still ride them. I legitimately
Oh.
broke my fingers off on a dirt bike, so
Oh my
not a
God.
lie.
Rob is tough. Rob has been through a lot, and he has traded his way all the way up, guys. It's pretty inspiring. So he likes to do extreme sports and jump out of planes, right? Have you ever jumped out of a plane?
Oh, that's real fun. That's one of my hobbies.
One of his hobbies. Okay, I've never done it, but maybe in Vegas. Maybe in
Make sure if
Vegas.
you ever go skydiving, make sure it's semi-cloudy out and you get to go above a cloud, because going through the clouds like one of the most coolest experiences ever. Usually people try going like on a clear day, but when you're going through the cloud, it stings a little bit because like the water's hitting you so fast and everything like that in the cloud. But as soon as you get through it and you see everything, it's awesome. And then if you get some crazy guys that do flips with you, it's really fun. But the guys that I got to go with, we waited to the last trip. He wanted us to wait because we brought our dirt bikes along as well too in the back of our trucks. So we rode around on dirt bikes all day with them. They're all kind of nut jobs as well too. But at the end of the day, for the last trip they made us wait for the last trip because for their last trip they put beer down at the bottom of the strip. So whenever we go to land and on the parachute, we have to grab the beer and chug it. That was pretty fun.
Wow, that's got to be a rush for the body. And sounds like you should be sponsored by Red Bull or something.
From them. See how much money we can make when we're skydiving. We'll have a laptop and or no phone and trade while we're falling. Why not?
Yeah, you got to be disconnected at that point. I mean, right? So let's see here. Brian, he was a courier in London for 40 years. Wow, London. I didn't remember you were in London. That's true. That's why you're in Europe, so you can do motorbikes and it's just easier to get around, I think. 911 Turbo, good one on the name, good one. And over 1.5 million miles. Jeez, that's a lot of miles, Brian. That's a lot of miles. That's pretty cool. Have you ever done any long-term road trips? I mean, for those of you who are just joining, we're talking about cars and your favorite preferred type of car, doing a little bit of dreaming, trying to figure out where you want to be by the end of this bull run cycle next year, whatever you want to call it, wherever the hell we're at right now, which we're about to look at, by the way. So this is just like a little bit of a mini abbreviated version of crypto and cocktails, right? It's just a little bit of chatter because why not? Because we're a community, because we're getting ready for big things, regardless of what happens in the interim. And it's going to be great, guys. It's going to be great. So all over the UK, nice. UK has some beautiful countryside, by the way. Beautiful countryside. So we got to get Rob out here to Europe. We're doing a massive event, 30,000 people next November in Rome. So guys, put it on your calendars because that might be the first official big meetup for the Hive. And we're planning on growing and expanding quite a bit in these next couple of months. So that being said, the link to BYDFi, if you want to support the channel, is in the description below. You'll also get a nice, juicy sign-up bonus to take advantage and start learning how to scalp with Rob, because that's where we're headed next. We want to show you a few of the results and explain to you just exactly how this is, because people have been absolutely crushing it. And if nothing else, if you've got some extra time and you want to start developing the skills and maybe even call it a hobby, I mean, you can do this or you can watch TV, right? Like it's actually really cool. And it doesn't require a whole lot of time to do during the day if you want to try it out and just get your feet wet. So Rob, what do you say we share the screen here?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to go over a couple of charts first or some results?
I think let's start with some results. Let's get people to start understanding how massive this is, even in these market conditions, you guys. So number one, first and foremost, sign up to the Hive. The link is in the description below. We won't be live streaming tomorrow. I will be hosting an event here in Marbella, the first one, with Sui, the coin, SUI. So I'll let you know what all the developments are on that, if we're going to see some big, massive movements or not, potentially. But then I'll be back Friday for Crypto and Cocktails, okay? But so today, we want to show you just exactly how it's been going. So I'm going to remove the video. And Rob, let's have a look at a few of the results.
So this is results. This is more of like this is with experienced traders as well too, that I also help train and everything like that. And once we get our trading videos kind of finalized, it's gonna be going out into the Discord as well too. But it's just something that you can make trades like so ton short, XVG long, and this is high leverage as well too. So you can do it with any leverage, or you can even do it spot as well too. So it just depends on your experience level and how much capital you're using and stuff like that. AVAX short 131 gangs, ton short 41, AVAX 171, and they're quick. Like scalping is a skill that whenever you sit down and do it, you spend 1 or 2 hours doing it, and that's all you want to do it for. And your trades are usually 15 minutes in and out. And you usually got to time yourself. Plum 102. And these are all short setups that we were scalping here. Some from me, some from others. Somebody got JTC short. A little loss there. They do happen. Small losses. AVX long negative 0.5%, but once that got rejected, got a win of 55%, going the opposite direction. 142%. And this is all just in the last few days. Today is a little bit slower. I was kind of taking a break a little bit. Sold we got for a little swing trade. Actually, it took about 8 hours to play out for 30% gains with 7x leverage. And that was just a normal sold short, nothing special. That was just an easy one. So,
right.
It's something that we're going to be, once we have our training videos all in there, and people are making money doing it. Some people are just starting to learn how to do the scalping because it's a lot different from what they've done before. So they're starting off, some people are doing it with bigger money and making some really good gains. And the people who aren't sure yet, you know what they're doing? They're doing exactly what I did. They started with $5, $10, $100, and they're sitting there seeing what they can do with it, sitting there and practicing. Instead of sitting there watching TV for a half an hour, they go down and sit down for a half an hour, 45 minutes and practice, see what they can do. They don't. And I sit there and I'll sit there and they say, well, this kind of happened. I go, all right, well, look at this here and write down what you did wrong, because how do winners will always win? They learn from whenever they lose. And that's what makes a winner's mindset. Winners win because whenever they lose, they learn how to win more.
Right.
And that's
absolutely. And some of the guys, I mean, we've received so many thank yous. I mean, it's astounding to see how much, they're trading and how much they're winning. And some of them are making like what their salaries are for like 2 to 3 months. In just a month's worth of trading. Those are the more experienced traders, but we want to get you guys there. We want to get you guys there, and you can get there. You can have a long-term bag. You can have a trading bag. You can learn how to trade leverage, and it's actually very, very fun. Okay, it's thrilling, and I really enjoy it. I've really enjoyed learning from Rob about this, and we're going to package that up nicely for you guys so you learn how to do that as well. So that being said, I think we get into the charts and we have a look at Bitcoin. Brian says he has a drink. What are you drinking, Brian? I don't know what Jura is. Does anybody know what that is? Is that alcoholic? I am having tea tonight because, it's not Friday yet, but I don't judge. Might as well be a cocktail. Might as well be an all-time high cocktail, right? Because why not? So, Rob, what is Bitcoin? What's going on here with Bitcoin? Walk us through a little bit.
I mean, I'm going to make it really, really simple. Where's the one that I was looking at? So I have two ideas in my head right now. Like, I think that there is a potential bounce right now. This is Bitcoin 3-day chart. Let me just go back to my other one real quick. It's cleaner. And the SMA 200 on the Bitcoin 3-day chart, we're kissing it right now. We're testing it right this second as we're speaking. So right now we are on a very strong support area to at least get some kind of bounce and some kind of relief rally, in my opinion. Is that going to be a reversal? No, we got to sit there and zoom in, and we got to start looking for reversal signals. So that's one thing I was kind of teaching the group today, because a lot of people got excited because yesterday when we did the show, we were basically in the green on everything, up 5%, 10%. I was like, oh, are we finally getting a run? And then if you guys remember, at the very end of the show, I looked at everything. I go, just save your money for the next. I said, wait for the next dip. I think that was the very last thing I said before we ended the show. And look where we're at now. We're back down. We got some lower lows in, and we're getting better buying opportunities coming up here. But we're not confirmed for a reversal just yet, because we could have just another oversold bounce right now. And what the key is right now is we got to wait for those short-term reversal ideas to kind of start showing up off of this 3-day SMA 200. I don't think this is the first time this whole bull run, this SMA 200 has ever been tested. So this is the very first test right here. So very, very critical level right here. We've never tested it. And there's one thing that I've learned about with trading with moving averages all the time is typically the first time you test something is not whenever you break it. So I'm pretty confident that even if we whip beneath it, yes, that could happen. But I'm pretty confident that we're not going to break it on the first try. Now, if we come back down to it 2 or 3 times, okay, there's a probability of it getting broken because it got weaker. Look at the SMA 50 on the 3-day time frame. But it once, twice, 3 times, 4th time it broke, right? So do we get all-time highs after this? We'll talk about that another day. We have some recovering to do before we can even talk about that. But again, going off yesterday's premise show, if we do, this is where TA kind of sometimes amazes me. Let me go into this right here. All right, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit, or I could even do this chart right here. So I posted this morning as we're going down here. This could be our 5th wave down as I'm looking into it. I'm going to go to 12-hour charts. That's where I made the chart at. So 1 wave, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this could be a bullish wolf wave. And for a take profit on that one, for this to confirm, we need to come back up into the pattern, kind of basically make a bear trap, some people call it, but this is also the 5th wave down. Come back up in the pattern, bearish retest, and then you connect to wave 1 and 4. That's your take profits right around $107,000.
Right. So we could potentially be witnessing a bounce to $107,000
Mhm.
if this plays out as it is right now. And Rob did post this earlier in the group in the Hive, so you would have had this information already and potentially could have been ready for this instead of being just kind of like wondering what's happening. You didn't have to wait for YouTube because you would have known because Rob is keeping you posted. I've been posting updates on previous cycles, stats, alpha, all the things. So this is really interesting. So 2 tips here. Then the first touch on a moving average, big moving average, generally produces a bounce, is what Rob is saying. That's the first touch. Now, 2-3 times, maybe we're in some trouble. So what can we look at previous instances when it's hit the 3-day 200 SMA and see what happened?
On different bull markets, let's look. Because this bull market, this is the first time we got to touch on it. Let's
Right.
see. So on the last bull market, our first we touched it once, bounced, touched it twice, bounced, third touch, we broke it.
Look at
So
that.
kind of like what I'm kind of explaining right here is we get that bounce, we get that oversold bounce, and that's the what time was that? So I think yesterday we went over that time whenever the gaming tokens went off.
Oh, yes. That was the altcoin mega run.
Yeah, was right there between when we
Wow.
retested. Okay, so there's more confluence there.
Boom,
But
more confidence.
this is something I'm figuring out with you guys. Like I didn't pre-plan this, so my TAs in real time, as you guys can see. Whenever Megan will ask me a question, I'm like, well, let's go look and find out. So you guys are finding out with me as well too. So whenever we look at this right here, at that time was January 22nd to April 22nd, and whenever we lost it was basically in like May, right after April, May, sell in May, go away. Basically at that time, that's whenever that's whenever I gave back my gains because I didn't know I wasn't as good as I am
Right.
now. But I didn't give back all my gains, but I gave back too much, in my opinion.
Right. So
I gave back too much. But
right, yeah, which I think is, it's common in these markets to say you have to be around 3 to truly make it in the market.
Yeah.
3 full cycles. But so, I mean, look at that. That's really interesting. So that was the first time it touched in that bull run, right?
Yep, first time I touched in this bull run at all. It broke the 50, came down, touched the 3-day SMA 200, and it bounced off it, I think, 1, 2, 3, 3 times. And the fourth time it broke it. But every time it bounced, I'm guessing every time it bounced on it is whenever I got those parabolic gains on gaming tokens.
Right.
So
Yeah. So this is what could potentially be playing out now. We could be getting, and how long of a time period was that? I know you said it yesterday. It was 2 months, I believe. 62
right
bars or something like that.
it wasn't a crazy amount of time. Yeah, so
Oh,
90 days to 111 days, somewhere in there. So give or take, like
okay. So actually quite a bit longer. So 90 days, 3 to 4 months. So that would put us out toward, yeah, if we start to get this move.
well, I probably went from the low to high, so I probably did it like right here yesterday. So like because I probably Bitcoin started going down right there, so 78 days. But the whole like until it was like completely over and everything was done was like 93 days or so. So
right. And we still have to get down to that. We still have to sort of, I don't know. I mean, that could put us at sort of that time period for sell and may go away. The first couple of months here in January or 2025 being pretty explosive, 2026. This is really interesting confluence. I like this a lot, the way this looks, because that'll give us that beloved altcoin season potentially that everybody's been waiting for. And maybe that'll bring some retail back in, Trump's helicopter money. The government starts easing from December. So it looks like too that Trump wants to have a Santa Claus rally from what he's hitting at. So maybe like we'll have to stall and just kind of like consolidate here for the next month or so and then potentially start that run. I don't know, maybe sooner. But this is all
dating like that. There would be a good sign. Consolidation means people are trying to make money somewhere, so that could make things kind of pop off.
Right.
Depends on Bitcoin dominance, really. And I'm just looking at it like on other bull runs as well too. Like it just looks like 2017 when we retested it 1, 2. Like it kind of just rolled on it, so kind of a little bit different. Like I said, every market's a little bit different every cycle.
Right. But was there any cycle where it hit that moving average and then went back up?
I mean, the very first 2011 cycle, potentially we broke it, bear trapped on it, then just went straight up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that was quite a long ways back, and we didn't have a lot of liquidity in the market then. But there is one instance. So, we will not predict, we will react. And guys, either way, we will be playing this, right? We'll be making money either way, whatever happens right now, and what I can say is that I don't think this is going to be that traditional devastating bear market, at least not for Bitcoin, because the institutions, they don't want that either. You know, they don't want to be like BlackRock doesn't want to be. It's just, yeah, fundamentally, it would not make sense for that to happen. And I think there's bigger things at play here now than just us retail. And yeah, that's all I'll say about that. So let's see what happens. But for now, we're looking at a potential bounce off of the 3-day 200 SMA, which is currently just below $89,000. So if we do get that, then we are looking at a potential rally to $107,000. And in the meantime, will we get a nice little altcoin run? Let's see, be prepared for it, and learn how to scalp. Before then, I can't stress that enough. We're going to teach it in the Discord. Like, you must get in on this, guys. We are actually going to do a soft launch. We were thinking about holding off on this. We're going to do a soft launch on it, and we're going to start right away before the course is even ready, because I think that these conditions would be amazing for people to take advantage of, and we want you to be able to ride the wave. So yeah, so Brian, buckle up, man. Have a sip of that bourbon. It's all about to go down. Stimulus checks will be in July. Wow, that would be interesting, because that would not put us in the timeline that we're talking about. But yeah, if they are allowed. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. But meanwhile, let's talk about what's happening right now.
All right, so now I'm zooming in. So this is what you kind of want to do after you kind of have that, you kind of blueprint your idea. Like, all right, we're on the 3-day SMA 200. So you don't want to just sit there and jump in and ape into a chart just because you see something like that. Because you know what? Like I said yesterday, everything is a theory. Everything can be wrong. So you want to sit there and start looking for your strategy afterwards. And what's my strategy? Look for the 1-day or 12-hour SMA 9 break. Look for bullish oscillators. Look at where our oscillators are at. They're bottom out in the 12-hour time frame and the 1-hour time frame. And this is my Lux Algo one down here. That's a paid indicator as well too. It's getting a green arrow right here, so you can kind of see that right in the bottom here, that green dot. That's actually a buy signal for buy the dip, basically, in high time frame.
There you go. There you go. Buy the dip signal is flashing.
Woo. At the Stosh RSIs down on the lows. We haven't got a confirmed cross yet, so we're still got a little bit of waiting time. But this is where, like, all right, we're exactly about, let's see here, right now from the 1-day 9, we're a good 6% up. So even an oversold bounce of 6% up to bearishly retest that when, say, it moves down a little bit, so 5% or so, can also, if Bitcoin dominance is dropping, can make altcoins get some big runs. You don't want to miss out on those ones. So you just zoom in a little bit more. The 12-hour is only like 3% away. We're getting kind of the same kind of signals right here. So once we start, we basically already got the potential cross on the Stosh RSI, but we're not above 20 yet. So we're going to be looking for these signals here on the 12-hour time frame to kind of confirm that we're going to get that 1, 2, 3 ABC back up to that. I deleted it, or maybe I just had another chart. I think it was right here, to about this trend line up here. We connect the 1 and the 4 here. So we need those confirmations there, but this is the zone where you start kind of looking like, all right, since we're sitting on that strong high time support, are we going to get that confirmed pivot here? So now we're just looking for a shift in momentum, a pivot to sit there and say, all right, yes, we got it. And we're going to have some easy long trading. We can sit there and day trade and swing trade long for a little bit. Even if it's a relief rally, you can make some massive gains in a relief rally. Doesn't mean we're going to go to all-time highs. I don't know if we are or not, but hey, I'm a trader. I'm going to be in. I'm going to make money in the middle somehow.
Exactly. Yeah. So this could potentially be a good little relief rally for us as we're trying to figure out what Bitcoin's next move is going to be. So guys, like, the reason that we're showing you this TA is because, you know, macro fundamentally very bullish, but how do we make money in the interim, right? How do we figure out how to play this market right now? And that's why we're zooming in and trying to figure this out. So Martin, I know I'm also a fundamentals person, but when you pair the fundamentals with the charts and you can find that level of confluence, it's really, really powerful, right? So that's just what's happening here. But, you know, we're happy. We're in Spain anyway. You know, it's sunny and there's beach and waves. And what more could you ask for in life? I mean, Bitcoin's going to $1 million at some point. right? So yeah, but anyway, that's just what I mean about mentality. Like long term, that's just how I am. I don't want to fuss about it. I have my long-term Bitcoin holdings. Short term, I am trading because I'm compounding my gains, and Rob is an excellent mentor and teacher. And this scalping thing, I'm telling you, is addictive, and it's very, very fun. It's like, if I could choose whether to sit there and watch TV or do literally anything else, I'd rather be here looking at this and doing this. It's actually a real rush. It's really fun. So Brian, tea leaves are probably, you know, working just as best as anything right now. It's kind of a crazy market. Nvidia results are due soon, and that's true. Everybody's kind of on pins and needles. What is going to happen? You know, even if it did come out negative, I mean, we're very low on sentiment, and at the very least, a bounce seems to be due imminent. So yeah, I just saw your comment, Martin. We're going to $1 million. Don't overanalyze. That's absolutely right. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for that, which could be the next 5 to however many years, we're going to analyze the charts, because there's money to be made here, guys. And that's why we started the Hive, to teach you how to trade, or even just to teach you how to double down on dollar cost average when the conditions are better, right? And like Rob said yesterday, there's another dip coming, and potentially another dip coming. Just wait, save your capital. And now we've got that by the dip signal, and here we are. So
yeah, I mean, it went down lower. So if you would have bought yesterday, you could have bought yesterday at 94,000 or something like that, 92,000, wherever it was at. But now you could be buying underneath $90,000. Or do we going to go lower from this? I have no idea, but I'll wait for my confirmations. And but if you're long-term holding, like, then there's no reason to be looking at 12-hour, one-day charts. You should be looking at monthly charts only, basically.
There you go. There you go.
It's a different thing. Like if you bought down at $15,000, why are you worried about this dip? Basically, I would sit there and say it's not hurting you at all. You're in major profits.
Exactly. And if you are a believer long-term, but I don't think you have to be either or, because I am both. I have my long-term bags that I have my conviction in and I want to hold them. And I have my trading account. And that's just it. You don't have to have one or the other. Although there is a third one that I've mentioned several times in this channel. And I'm going to stress it again, because I cannot stress enough during these conditions, especially now when you can buy Bitcoin at this sort of a discount, or ETH, or whatever you want to buy. Guys, the link is in the description for iTrust Capital. They are the most trusted, biggest crypto IRA firm. They're out of California, so I'm going to go visit them when I go home this winter. They're amazing, and they have up to 70 different cryptos, and you can trade and buy and sell tax-free within that. So set yourself up for your future. You know, I don't know how many of you watch The Ramsey Show. I just started watching it recently, and I actually find him kind of funny and awesome. But he was, you know, this 150-year-old called in and said, hey, like, I don't have any retirement, I'm doomed. And he said, no, actually, if you start saving $1,000, this is a lot. I get it. I get that this is a lot, but there are ways to budget and plan and potentially trade, right? If you start saving $1,000 a month when you're 50 for 15 years until 65 with traditional IRA percentages, okay, you can become a millionaire by the time you retire. Now, imagine if you did that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin on average, according to Mark Moss, has gone up 55%, right, yearly. So I just want to play this video actually real quick for you. And while you watch it, just think about it. Now is as good a time as ever. If you fund the account, it's $1,000 to fund it. You get $100 from us to trade on BYDFi, $100 from them, from iTrust Capital as a funding bonus. And you also get the deposit bonus for BYDFi. So we're not running this too much longer. I'm going to play this clip from you from Mark Moss about how to live off Bitcoin. If you do believe it's going to go to $1 million and it's going to continue gaining over time and outpacing inflation, there's a way where you can sort of like, you know, put this in your IRA, let it accumulate. Maybe eventually they'll even have lending and borrowing services in that crypto IRA. You can live off tax-free borrowed dollars from your crypto as collateral. So I'm going to play this real quick just so they can understand, Rob, and then we'll get right back to the charts.
Give me a loan against my stock portfolio, and I can also get a loan against my Bitcoin portfolio, not from my bank, but from other lenders. Now, I can borrow against your Bitcoin, and I would do that instead of selling it. And the reason why I want to do that is right now, for the last 4 years, Bitcoin's been going up by about 55% a year. So I could either, one, I could sell the Bitcoin, I could pay the tax on that, and then I have no more Bitcoin to go up at 55% a year, or I could borrow against the Bitcoin, let's say at 10% interest, but it's going up at 55% a year. So I still have the Bitcoin balance going up, and I'm only paying a small percent of interest doing this. Now, an example of this would be you or your business could hold your reserves in Bitcoin, save your money in Bitcoin, And when you need the funds for expansion to grow your business, then instead of selling the Bitcoin, you would borrow against the Bitcoin, and then you would preserve that position while getting the cash that you need to continue growing the business. And the best part is you avoid any tax penalties, because when you sold it for profit, you have to pay the tax on it.
So, of course, a lot of things do have to check out in order to use that model. That's basically what Michael Saylor is doing. And, if Bitcoin continues to go up, it's the fastest growing adoption technology in history. Potentially, we could all live like that if you just try to get your hands on some Bitcoin early, guys. And you can do that in the future when it's more stable, when it's a higher price, when it's less volatile, as it grows as an asset class. That is the plan. So sign up for iTrust. You get literally like $300 in bonus almost for funding it with $1,000. And it's a no-brainer. Okay, so that's that. Rob, I want to get back to the charts. Are these moons here, or what are those? DCA.
Yeah, these are the halving. This is the halving cycle here, and I just want to get into what you're saying. But the thing is, so now if you're talking to somebody who's just new to the market, brand new, is right this second the perfect time for those ideas that are going to be borrowing against Bitcoin. No, you're going to be preparing for that. You want to be sitting there making money trading to be able to accumulate more if we do go down to lows or do to bear market, kind of like these in here. If you think about it in this time frame, let's see here, from this time frame all the way to here has been 4,081 days. You can sit there and say every bear market has been a higher low. So whenever you start looking out and zooming out and talking macro, I think whenever people start sitting there saying it's over, I think is a weird thing to think about, because higher low, every bear market's a higher low. So to sit there, and I think that's not the conversation to be having, is Bitcoin over? That BlackRock's buying all this stuff, all the news is out there. Why would it be over? But bear markets still happen, bull markets still happen. Things go up and down no matter what, because that's what markets do. Nothing straight up, nothing straight down. I think it's a very good point to understand here. And if there's going to be going into a good discount to get, this is something to sit there and kind of learn it. That's a good thing to learn, what she was just showing, but being ready and having the ammunition on the side to be able to buy at those discounts so you can do that later on is extremely important.
Right. And not to mention, so this is one aspect of it, which is that there's higher lows each cycle, right? And it's a very high average compared to all other assets, the most profitable asset out there, okay? But apart from that, if you're compounding on your trading and then putting it back into Bitcoin or other long-term holdings, you could do exponentially better than just holding it, right? But the added advantage to having that crypto IRA and to starting now is that, man, you're going to be set when you're retired, because that Bitcoin is going to accrue. You can buy it and sell it within the IRA, tax sheltered, meaning you don't pay taxes on it. These are post-tax dollars within your Roth IRA that you're accumulating and trading and buying and selling, sheltered so that you don't have to pay those capital gains. Okay, so that is a huge advantage. And also the other ones are tax deferred. So yeah, take advantage of that, guys. Set yourself up for success, your family. Make a plan right now. Take action. That's all I can say, because that's what life's about. And we don't get taught a lot about financial literacy in school. We don't get taught a lot about how to plan for the future, especially not entrepreneurs or people who are trying to make trading and quit their jobs, whatever it may be. Don't fade that, and don't give up this chance to get started for a low barrier to entry, because you can also convert your current IRAs, and that also counts as funding your account, and you'll still get all those bonuses. So that being said, let's have a look at some more macro stuff that's going on.
Yeah, I wanted to check the M2 global liquidity with you guys. It looks like it's kind of at a standstill. It hasn't broke higher yet. And Bitcoin just looks like it's actually kind of just following it. So once that global liquidity starts pumping up again, I think we should be good to go as well, too. So we're waiting on that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else really to go over. I think it's more of just a waiting game for that bounce. Outside of that, being ready for the dip buys. Like I said, those dip buys are going to be great for the IRA ones to sit there for long-term holdings. And right now we're starting to get low time frame buy signals. So trading purposes right now, good time. And if this is the low, like we were showing some charts, this is the higher low that we're looking for. It could be the greatest time to sit there and start accumulating.
Yes, sentiment is at all-time low, guys. Everybody is saying the same thing. Everybody's looking at the same thing, at the cycle being over, at it just being done. Tune out that noise. I remember, actually, if we could go back and look, I don't know when the last tariffs were announced. But was it like around February that they were announced? And then it was like a big crash from February until April. And then I was on my podcast with Kevin O'Leary, and we were covering at that time. And he was saying, just tune out the noise, focus on the signal. And maybe that's where we're at again. We're getting this like several month tariff consolidation / crash, whatever you want to call it. And then, oh, okay, it's just in. Brian says NVIDIA hit 65 above estimate. That should give us a nice bounce here on the markets. Thank you for updating us, Brian. Great. That's great news for the markets and for crypto, because we follow stock market. And let's see if we start to get a little bit of some relief here in the markets now. But as we do this,
15 minutes bullish.
15 minutes bullish. Okay, so this is a very interesting thing you have up here on the screen, Rob. So that kind of shows you in all different time frames if it's starting to be bullish, if it's starting to flip. Is that what that is there?
Yeah, basically, that up there is just a multiple time tracker right there. So I look at Bitcoin all on one screen. I have Bitcoin at any time. I am looking at Bitcoin 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, and 12 hour. Really helps whenever I'm sitting there going through charts, so I can sit there and kind of have an eye on what's going on with that. And what this is it's telling me change of character, break of structure. So the ratings are actually off of price action, which is what we're kind of looking at here in high time frames: higher lows, higher highs. That's what's telling me right here. We got change of character. So we got higher highs coming in on the 5-minute and 15-minute charts as of right now, without me even looking at it. Now I can sit there and go in 15-minute chart. Let's see what it looks like. Look at that going up right there. 15-minute chart is just banging, probably for off of those NVIDIAs. Very, very good.
Yep. I think we just called the local low here on the stream potentially, or at least a nice little bounce as we're seeing it, guys. It's playing out in real time. So maybe we can have a look at a few of the altcoins, see if they're reacting to this at all.
Yeah, 100%. Yes. So the only STRK is up 20% today. I also did an update on that in Discord as well too. So yes. I remember somebody just said that they're all about the FA, and I get being all about the FA, but when you mix FA and TA together, this token has been up 20% all day. Now we're up 26% due to the FA knowing that we had the privacy tokens going strong and everything was looking good on the privacy tokens, that this thing has not been going down at all, and it's been respecting the market structure, and we've been nailing moves on it within the Discord, within the groups, and it's just a very strong token. Now, what's this one? Oh, let's see what other ones are looking. Let's look at some of the. So this is another Zen. Like I said, wait for the pullback. I'm looking at Zen now. Zen is holding this trend line here. We break above 1490. It's going to be a good long position. So we need to break out above that level as of right now. So I'm going to be looking at that token. That is also part of the privacy collection. Right. And let's look at ZK real quick, because that was another one I posted in group as well too. We did hit 10% earlier today on ZK on a long. So let's go ahead and look at ZK.
Yeah, these are all privacy related, guys. That you want to keep your eyes on these. These are the ones that are that are moving right now.
Yeah, they're the ones that have the hype on it. They're the what we call it, the local narrative. So you have local lows, local highs, and now there's something that I kind of came up with is how I've been nailing some of these strong movers wasn't just luck. It's that I was sitting there out in the trenches looking for the next narrative, looking for the narrative of the trade. And right now the narrative is privacy tokens, and we've been nailing some privacy tokens just due to that's the local narrative. That's the FA right now. We're looking for privacy stuff because they're moving strong right now. And yesterday we posted it right here, and we moved up 10%. We got rejected. Now we came back down. We faked out on the trend line, but we retested support. We're making a higher low right now. So we start breaking above this trend line again. It's going to be another good long. We potentially might get the rest of our swing trade that we're looking for of 22% potentially here.
There we go. Look at that.
If the market gets bullish and we break above that line, we're looking at a potential double bottom, and we could see a potential from right where we're at right now, not from entry I gave yesterday. We're looking at a potential full 35% move, which is a very good move on a short-term swing trade.
Absolutely.
On 35%. It isn't your 10x banger. Could it go a lot larger? Yeah, there is a lot larger ideas on, if you want to buy a bag of ZK and you're looking for the big move, yeah, we do have strong potential big move on ZK in the long run here. So we have that strong volume in here. Let's go to a 3-day chart. strong volume in here, retesting, and basically all we're doing is retesting the 1-day time frame, bullish change of character coming down, and we're waiting for that next move leg up on ZK. So long-term wise as well too, or mid-term wise, whatever you want to call it, we could be looking at 22 cents somewhere up in this supply zone. But short-term wise, just because the markets have been uncertain, sitting there and trying to capture those 20 to 30% gains, 10% gains has been very. That's how we've been making money lately.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Been absolutely crushing it in the Hive, guys. And Rob has posted all of these trades there. So we are nailing it. So do get in there if you're not in there. The link is in the description below to the it's a CryptoMaking Discord, it says, but it's the Hive. So guys, get into the Hive. Just join the community. We're posting stuff all day long, and it's still free because we want to give you maximum value to help you change your life, because that's what this is. It's truly life changing. Brian says, look at Bit Tensor Tau. Okay, I'd like to look at Phil though. How are we doing on Phil here?
FIL?
Oh, okay. This is Hedera. Okay. You see a trade here in Hedera.
I don't know why I was looking at Phil. And yeah. So I'm looking at H bar just because I've been looking to get back into H bar. So I had to check out myself real quick. I think I got a little bit of time here. Let's take a look. Volume. So I'm going to be looking at, I'm liking, we're starting to get some volume popping here. Let's see if we can start breaking some levels and get a higher low on here or a higher high somewhere in here. I'm probably going to be posting. We got bullish divergence all the way down to the 4-hour. Do we have bullish divergence here? No. So I'm not quite ready to take a position on this just yet, but we are sitting on, for long-term holding, we are sitting on nice, strong support down in here. Every time we got into the support zone, we've always had a bounce. So we might be able to get a good entry in here, but I just don't think it's ready for the move just yet. I think I could trade something else and get some gains so that way I can have more money to put in it later.
Right.
That's how I kind of like to play it and look for. So Phil, FIL. This came.
So H bar, all you H bar holders. And we have a lot of H bar variants on this channel. So that's one I've been looking at as well. I also have a long-term bag of it. And so Phil, we've been waiting for Phil and ICP to sort of come back. And it's just exactly what Rob said. I mean, it's slowly just grinding and starting to bore people. And so they left, right? But there was one cure or one solution to the ADHD, right? And that's just setting alerts and coming back when it's ready for pop-in. So how are we looking here?
So yeah, we haven't broke about it. And what I'm kind of looking at right here is we have this kind of big, like we were kind of consolidating sideways right in this zone here. So right here, and we just kind of broke down from that one here, but there's no strong sell volume here. So I'm thinking time capitulation, because I thought, like in my opinion, it looked like we were starting to accumulate into zone. I was looking for like a cup idea, but we didn't break any above any long-term 9. So I didn't. So basically, when we were up here, I think I said it on the line that I was taking my initial out. So all I have is profits. I'm waiting to put those initials back in, but I'm waiting for kind of a little bit more confirmation here. Waiting for that volume to pick up. I'm going to be setting alerts now on probably the 4-hour SMA 9 because we're getting kind of more closer. We got those good reporting there, and I kind of want to see some volume step up in here. So we just keep accumulating sideways down in this area and start making like just a nice good chop in this area. That could just be good accumulation, and eventually we will be sitting there looking at it and saying, in my opinion, it's one of our favorite sayings here: round the bottoms, pay the bills.
Oh, yeah, let's go. So we got a little bit of time, but time is good, guys. We have time to prepare, time to go get more money so we can invest more money potentially if that's your plan. And time is always, in our favor. I think a lot of, at least when you're long-term investing and you believe in where this market is headed, right? And even for like the accumulation of the altcoins, if we are going to get that relief rally. So it's good. We've got time to get prepared. Brian says to check out Bit Tensor. Is Bit Tensor running right now, Brian? Is that potentially the start of the AI narrative coming back?
What's the ticker?
TAO. Tau.
I don't think I've ever looked at this token, to be completely honest.
This is one of the blue chips of the AI, blue chips of the AI narrative. Okay. But so it's been pretty beaten down for a while, or just consolidating, I guess you could say.
I guess just look at it once and I just didn't like it, so I didn't trade it.
Right. Yeah. Well, that kind of says it all. But it was like, the pearl, I guess you could say, of the AI sphere, and there was a lot of hype about it. I think
a good TA, even if it does have a lot of hype. It seems like a lot of people with this bull run that talked about AI hype, and I'm gonna be honest, like when I go through AI coins, they just kind of just looked like everything else. I think the AI hype was more in the stock market with Nvidia and stuff. It
Right.
just
Yeah.
didn't catch over. Like
They did have their wild run. I mean, there were coins like AI16Z, and it was.
like the gaming tokens, like I did like last bull run. You know what I mean?
I do, but it did boom for a while because the concept of agents was so new. So like people were going and trying to find the best AI agent and the next best whatever. It was brand new to the market, so it had its like initial pump. I don't think it was anything like DeFi Summer or do you remember DeFi Summer, Rob?
Yeah,
And
that's,
that was
that's kind of what I'm referring to. The DeFi summer, the
right,
game,
right.
so, like that.
Mhm.
There was just, like it was like ridiculous. So I was
Right.
compare it to that. I'm like, it wasn't like that.
No. Yeah, but it did get quite a big run, and a lot of people got really excited about it, and then it kind of fizzled out. I don't think it's going anywhere. AI is like one of the most powerful technologies in
Well,
history. I mean, it is.
we should
So
look at them soon because if they all kind of fizzled out and died out, they might be performing phoenixes, 10x phoenixes, where like
there you
what
go.
I say, like what I wait for coins to die, and once they start showing a little bit of life again, that's whenever you get your 10x moves.
There you go. There you go. So
So
maybe
we
that's
might
what's going to
go over
happen
those
also
for
in
sure.
gaming.
But because I haven't thought about them for a while, to be completely honest. What was your favorite one of the AI agents?
Well, so AI16Z, which is now called Eliza OS, did a huge run, and that sort of died in a hard way.
Okay, I'll look at that after, I'm going to look at that after this and see if we see like any potential moves on it, just to see if it looks like it could be one of those ones that come back to life. But looking at Tau right now, TAO, it looks like we got some kind of symmetrical triangle here. This is a 1-day chart here, so set your alerts on above the 1-day SMA 9 here because we have a touch here, and we're coming to a third touch right here. This could be the last touch before we get up to the trend line. Up to the trend line, we are after we break the 9, we're going to be looking at right here for entry or zone. That is not showing me percentages. That's showing me time. I want to see percentages. All right, so I'm going to go a little bit higher than we are right now. Just to sit there and say if we get a confirmed break of that, which if we do break it, look at the oscillators right here. We are getting bullish. We almost have bullish confirmation on our stosh there. RSI is at 39. Once we start getting above 40 and 50, we're going to be getting bullish momentum. We want to see that RSI start pushing up here soon to sit there and say that we have bullish momentum in this token. And we're looking at a 37% move up to that trend line. Now, once we get to that trend line, we might get rejected off of it, have a little pullback, and that could put in a nice higher low on it for a way to potentially compound your gains. But if we sit there and just do some basic chart analysis right here, let's go a little more not too from the very open end. Let's just go a little bit more in so it's not as big of a move. I'm not sitting there saying we're going to moon targets. Say we break out right about in January. Let's just go with that date, I guess. Why that date? I don't know. I just randomly picked that one. But $933 for a potential measured move.
Right.
And I mean, if I went from open end to open end, that'll be a lot bigger move because it's a very bigger space. So I try to be conservative with my calls. I like to be conservative. I just be smarter. So if I did it, like, I'm just in there showing you the difference. Like if I went from the open, I guess I would have to go like right here. If I went from like the open end candle or whatever, you're looking at like $1,000 or so. But let's go conservative just a little bit here. And then after that, we can sit there and throw some fibs on it. Let's see where the fibs line up from this high to this low. Let's see where we're at, which it looks like we're in a giant consolidation triangle pattern. So I'm going to be paying attention to this one. Thank you.
There you go, Brian. You put it on our radar. Good job, man.
Yeah. Thank you for mentioning this one here. That's called teamwork. We are looking at we need to hold a 0.236 Fibonacci level. So we hold that one here. We might be looking at once we break out, measure move. It's close enough to this Fibonacci level. We're gonna sit there and say 1K is actually $1,000 per coin is actually a good realistic target if we start going into all-time highs. We have some kind of run an AI rally. So
yes, let's go. And this is the darling of the AIs. This is the blue chip. So all the others, Fartcoin is one of the most talked about AI coins because it was created by an AI agent, right? It's completely it's got a lot of lore. It's I think Turbo was too. But Fartcoin is one of those that was, really hyped before. I don't know if could be one of those 10x Phoenixes or not. I haven't looked at it recently. But
What's that
yeah,
AI that you were talking about? Let's go look at that. I'm a
so
TA.
it was called AI16Z, and then they changed it recently. Let's see if AI16Z comes up. No, it's a crypto though. Oh, see, there down there, AI16Z down there. Yeah, let's see if we've still got the chart on that.
I'm looking for like Binance or something.
Yeah, there's a Binance, right? Or if you go up, I don't. Yeah, I think it was on.
Yeah, no, I'm looking. Let's see here. There's futures ones. I don't want a future one. I like looking at spot charts.
Can I have enough of this?
Yes, you can.
More candy for the kids.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to look at a futures chart maybe. I don't really want to look at a futures chart though.
So it did migrate recently to a different ticker, but so I don't know if we'd have to look at the new ticker. But this would give us some context.
I mean, this chart is still showing up, but that there is not showing me anything. So yeah, we might have to look for a new token. Does anybody else have a AI agent that they were looking at that died on them?
So another one was Zerebro. I don't know how that's been. I think that's probably totally dead. Zerebro.
ZER is that the ticker for it?
EBO.
Oh, right here, Zerebro. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's look at MEXC.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right.
It's just as good as dead, but look at that one volume candle there.
Yeah. So this is where I'll start looking at kind of like a little bit of a time on it. Let me look at it here. Because there's a lot of times this goes into accumulation down here. So it's been sideways for 267 days. So this actually probably would be a good one to sit there and just set alerts on the 1-day 9 and the 12-hour 9 or whichever. And to sit there and just kind of just wait it out. And because this could be just nobody. This could be just accumulation zone right here. And we're just accumulating. And there's a lot of times where this kind of just happens. And then one day you just it closes above the, like, I'll have to find examples, but it closes above the 9. And all of a sudden it's just up this much. And then another wrong one again. Then it's up this much, then up this much. Then you look at it like a week later, it's up like 1,000% or something. Like, when did that happen?
Right. I think for kicks and giggles, I mean, we might get an RWA run again as well. So there was one company that I was consulting for, I still do. It's called Propi, PRO. And it looks like it could be a really interesting chart right now on support. And they are backed by major players. They're the ones that just sold the property on chain using Bitcoin as collateral. I think Coinbase is the best one to look at. It's the longest chart.
Coinbase, that's surprising.
Yeah, they're on Coinbase. So they've been out since 2017 and, bringing real estate on chain. So that, like, it feels like there could be something interesting happening here.
Okay. Yeah, we're on Giant Sport. That's a completely different looking chart.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to go ahead and go to the 1 day here. Yeah, so, I mean, basically our next stage on this, in my opinion, that we got to look for, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say we're going to be going zooming up right now, but we could be going into our local bottoms or potentially low here. If we start holding down in this zone here and going sideways, we're looking at one of two things. One, we make a nice double bottom, or two, we make a nice higher low. That's the wrong one. I just clicked again. So if we just hold this level right here, we could be having a higher low, or if we go down to the next trend line down here, which is the bottom here, we could make a double bottom. So, and I've seen these kind of play out to where it kind of just goes sideways. Look at this time frame right over here. So say it started right here, ended right about here. I keep clicking on the wrong stuff. Date. So say it started right about here, ended right about here. That's 388 days of accumulation. So as to sit there and say we get that accumulation of next year sometime, say we have an end of year rally for Christmas rally, this could be a good one of next year. You know what I mean? 100%. Right. Just sit there and accumulate for a little bit. I want to see that accumulation before I get excited and for swing trading and day trading purposes. Now, right, for a long-term hold, like, you're better buying here than up here and being down. Again, wrong click. So say you bought this dip right here, you're down 80%. So you're way better buying it now than you were in November 2024 for a long-term hold, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. And this is a team that's announcing major things. They just did $100 million roll up with Morpho to partner with them to collateralize crypto to buy real estate. They have their own AI agent that's helping agents close without even needing to have any of the other bulky, friction things that happen in real estate. I mean, so these are the kind of things that I'm sort of looking at as like moon bags, right? And things that I think could do well for the future. But in the meantime, we'll let it do its thing. We'll let it finish accumulating, come back to it. But these are the good things to have in mind. So, guys, if you want to join the 10X Phoenix group, if you want to eventually be part of the meme coin callouts when things start getting hot, but most importantly, learn how to learn how to scalp. You've got to enter the Discord right now. I think we'll cap it probably by Friday, because that's when we'll be doing our last long form stream. And then we're going to change our format next week. So guys, like Friday is going to be our crypto and cocktails edition. Tomorrow, I won't be tuning in because we will be doing an event here in Marbella, big event, hackathon with Sui. But Friday we will be back and we will do the last analysis of the week. So do be sure to tune in at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And we do prioritize, coins. If we're starting to pump by then, we prioritize coins that the members ask us for. And, we won't be updating tomorrow on a live stream. So do tune into the Discord. Rob is going to be posting there, and his team and myself to keep you updated. And we might be starting to get some nice trading conditions. So that being said, Rob, we've looked at a lot today. We had a really great stream. Any closing remarks before we go into, next time we'll see him is Friday?
Yeah, my closing remark is stop buying TAO right now. I see all this volume popping. I think you guys are buying it before I get a chance to buy it. So buy it first, please.
There you go. There you go. Don't buy TAO right now.
Just wait a minute, because wait 10 minutes while I get us up for my buys on it, please. I mean, I see volume popping. What are you guys doing? Wait for me. Jeez.
Nice. I like it. That's a good ending, guys. So, Brian, thanks for your tip. We had a great time with you guys, the real ones who are tuning into the stream. Tao, you heard it here first. We did this as a team, so do stay tuned, but look at that volume. I mean, things are happening, guys. Things are happening. So stay tuned for more. This was a great stream, and we'll be back with more on Friday. So talk to you soon.
See you guys later.